Aside from using the web browser portal for Cal State Fullerton to access Zoom, you can also download the app directly onto your computer. And I think this is the easiest way to do any type of conferencing. That way you have the option of leaving your browser open to use it however you want to. If you want to show somebody something on titanium or whatever, it makes it a little less confusing. So the way you set up, the way I think it's easiest to set up your email account to your Zoom is to first create if you haven't already registered Zoom yet, create a new account through your Gmail option. So sign in with Google, but instead of using a Google account, you're going to use your Cal State Fullerton email. Now I've already logged mine in here, so it's part of my uh, Gmail options. But if you don't have your Cal State Fullerton email showing up here, then what you want to do is go to use another account. And then in here is where you would type in your Cal State Fullerton email address. When you log in, it's going to take you to the Titan Apps page. And here I'll just go ahead and use the preset address that I've already got. And then I just sign in. And that's going to take me into my account. The next thing you want to do is you want to download the app for the computer that you're working on. So I'm going to go to the resources and click on the download Zoom client. Takes you to another page. First option in here will download the app to whatever type of computer you're on. And so I'll click on here and it downloads it to my downloads folder, and it's showing up over here. In here then you would go ahead and double click on this, and it's going to install your application. I've already done it on my computer, so it's not going to do anything special here. So I'll just go ahead and cancel this. And I'm going to go to my desktop, and I'm going to go to my applications folder. And here's the Zoom that's already been downloaded, so I'll go ahead and launch this. So this is the interface. Let me close this to get that out of the way. So this is the interface. So if you want to join a meeting, in here you would click the join and you would type in an ID number. The name in here, whether you type in a name or not, is relative to whether you want to be identified on the screen once the meeting gets going. But I don't have a number to join to. In my particular case, since I'm going to be the host, I would go ahead and click on the new meeting. So in here it's going to log into my camera, and if I go to the share screen option, I have a view of the various windows that I have. Now on my computer I have two monitors, that's why it's showing this desktop too. But in here, if I had an application that I wanted to share, I would show it as a window in here as well. So let me close this for now, and I'll make this a little bit smaller so we can see what's going on in here. You cannot share the Zoom window or the Zoom app with the application, so you're going to run into some problems with that. So if you're trying to show somebody how to use this, it's not going to work. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to open up an app, and it doesn't really matter what it is. So I'll go ahead and I'll open Photoshop. And in Photoshop, I'm going to create a new file. It loads up on my other window, but I'll fix that here in a moment. So Photoshop, and I'll save it to this window. Okay, so there's Photoshop. And now I'm going to come back over to the Zoom window over here. Move this out of the way. Now when I do a screen share, come back over here. Now when I do a screen share, now I get the option with my Photoshop window, and I can click on that and click share. And so now what's being displayed to my users or my login people is this window over here. Let me go ahead and size this up so the whole screen shows up. So now this screen is being shared if I'm doing a demo, whether I'm running a Word document or I'm showing people the browser, Titanium, or if I'm doing Art Store. it would now be displayed and broadcast. This number here is the number that I would use to send out an invitation. So if I've got students who want to log into my lecture, in that ID portion when they're registering, this is the number that they're going to use. And that's the easiest way to set that up. The other option that you have in Zoom is to, let me quit out of here, and I'm going to close the meeting. The other option you have is to schedule a meeting, and in here you would type in a repeating meeting, the date, start time, and end time, and it gives you the option to either use a running number or it'll automatically generate a number. And this number in here is associated to my account. You'll get your own account. It's probably better when you're working with students to use this option here, and that way if it's a given time, they'll be able to use the number you gave them previously. So that's the setup. I hope that helps.